It isn't often where I come across a game that can replay endlessly without ever feeling like it's lost its touch. Well, it turns out that the Falcom developed Ys Origin fits the bill from its numerous outings across a myriad of platforms, and now it finally arrives on the Nintendo Switch. With it being only the second Ys title on the platform, it more than fulfills its role of introducing the series and fulfilling to those who are craving a challenging action RPG experience. Ys Origin acts as a prequel to the entirety of the Ys series, taking place near the aptly named Kingdom of Ys. Ys was known as a garden of paradise for its denizens thanks to the existence of magic that made their lives prosperous due to the holy artifact known as the Black Pearl. Owing to the rule of the twin goddesses Rhea and Fina and the six priests, life was quite comfortable and flourishing. That remained the case until droves of demons suddenly invaded upon their land. With the goddesses suddenly vanishing, the six priests formed search parties of knights and sorcerers to locate and retrieve the goddesses in the only place they could possibly be, the fabled Devil's Tower. Ys Origin is a fast-paced action RPG with various challenging bosses, magic upgrades, and a plethora of secrets to uncover throughout the tower you ascend. There are 3 playable protagonists, with the third being unlockable, who each have their own unique styles of combat and distinctive stories. At the same time, the areas of the tower remain identical for all 3 protagonists, but the variants of combat across all 3 campaigns more than makes up for this repetition. The differences between the protagonists' combat extend to the ways they use magic as well. You can even upgrade various parts of each character's build, such as beefing up their armor, decreasing MP usage, and increasing resistance to sass effects. This gameplay philosophy of each character feeling fundamentally different from the other is one of this title's strengths, and it especially shines through on greater difficulties. There are 5 difficulty options. This not only helps with accessibility, but it also allows the player to experience the bosses at their own pace. Bosses are one of the highlights of the Ys titles, and Ys Origin does not disappoint. Every boss is intricately well designed with clear telegraphs and proper openings. Each boss requires a certain degree of learning, so deaths are inevitable. It's just the type of game this is. The stories for all 3 protagonists are exceptionally emotional and unexpectedly personal for a series that has always had a silent protagonist from before this title. Unica, Hugo, and the third protagonist all have clearly defined obstacles they must overcome, be they mental or physical. They struggle, grow, learn, and you're with them on every step of their respective journeys. While I wouldn't go so far as to say that the narratives are a selling point, they are certainly part of the feeling that makes Ys Origin such a compelling experience. Aside from the main campaigns, you can also unlock various other modes such as time attack, boss rush, and arena mode. The arena mode in particular has its own shop where you can buy upgraded versions of the characters, more arena stages, and some surprising rewards. Now, not only that, but each of these modes is playable across all 5 difficulties with leader rewards for each. So there's some combat to sink your teeth into if you feel the urge. I can't believe I made it this far without ever discussing the music. Falcom titles are well known for their absolutely incredible soundtracks, and once again, in this department, Ys Origin excels with flying colors. Not counting the stellar opening song, the tower areas all have their own tracks that fit their particular locale's ambiances. Regarding performance, I can't deny that I possessed a tinge of worry about how this port would perform. Having experienced the other platforms this game was ported to, there hasn't exactly been a faultless track record. The PlayStation 4 port had an erratic crashing issue, while the PlayStation Vita version experienced some harsh lag during specific gameplay sections. Thankfully, however, the Switch port of this game was basically perfect during my time with it across all 3 campaigns. There were no crashes, no slowdown of any kind, and it was just generally a kind, smooth experience. This was the case for both dock and handheld modes too. It truly felt like the definitive version of this title. If there is one issue I have with this title as a whole, aside from the area repetition across repeated playthroughs, it's the somewhat obtuse puzzle design that is occasionally present. While it is a relatively straightforward adventure, there are a few instances where progression can be a tad mystifying and ruin the pacing a bit due to how drastically the methodology required for it is. This is by no means a game ruiner, but it can certainly leave an unnecessarily sour taste in a player's mouth. Ys Origin is a title I hold near and dear to my heart. It's not only my own personal favorite Ys title, but it is also one of my favorite games of all time. So it's nice to see that some care went into this Switch port. While the repetition of exploring the same environments can undoubtedly dull the affair for some players, the stellar combat design, jaw-dropping soundtrack, incredible writing, varying level design, and the multitude of gameplay modes make this a one-of-a-kind action RPG experience that any fan of the genre should pick up. This truly is the definitive version of this title, and I highly recommend it. Noisy Pixel is giving Ys Origin on the Nintendo Switch a 9 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching, and be sure to check out the full written review on noisypixel.net, and also be sure to comment and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.